Hello and welcome back. We have Vittorio Veneto, folks. This ship is, where do I even start? I know, Alexi, you wanted the Ficarlio, but I'm going to do you one better, and I'm going to give you the Vittorio Veneto. I'm sorry I could not get you that ship. I hate the Francesca. I'm going to give you the Veneto. It's less of a headache, and I don't lose my sanity. There's even ships that I will not play. And Italian battleships are one of them. Believe me, I'm not looking forward for the Lepanto, but I've heard it gets a lot better at Lepanto. So, economic package, well, without the permanent one, it's pretty meager. 5% to credits, 10% to ship XP, and 25 to Commander XP with 50 with the clan. And that's with a barrack flag. So that's, without it, it's pretty meager. Armor-wise, it's not bad. 32mm bow, 130mm side. Armor belt 70. Armor belt for your Citadel is 375 with the stern being 32. Now we pull some of that away. Oh. Forgot to show you 32 deck, 45 deck, and 32 on the back. All HE susceptible, so be aware of that. So we pull that away. Yeah, you do have a waterline Citadel. That is way above the water. And there is no excuse you're gonna get Citadel. If it's a competent player, knows what it's doing, she knows what he's doing, you're screwed. No question about it. Survivability wise, 64,800, 38% torpedo reduction. Not the best. It will still protect you against some torps, but not all the torps. Artillery-wise, they're pretty low caliber at only 381s. The reload is terrible. At 34 seconds. It's pretty bad. 24-second max switch time. You want to run Luigi Sanzanetti. I'm sorry. Luigi Sanzanetti makes these ships so much better. And he is available in the coal, but you have to do it through containers. So he's a lot of coal. So keep aware of that. 30-second 180. Again, that goes down with Sanzanetti. So all these stats go down with Sanzanetti. Okay? The dispersion is pretty bad at 211. To give you an idea, Roma has 227. So they're not the best. And the range is only 16 kilometers, and that's pretty rough. Max HE max semi-armor piercing damage is 500 with 96mm pin with a velocity of 880. AP damage is 12,000 with 850. A little fast, a little slow. They have decent penetration though. These are Roma guns after all. So they have great penetration, but the dispersion is just the worst part about it. Secondaries, not really even worth mentioning. They're only 7-kilometer range. They won't really protect you much against DD. So, hope you have luck. I'm sorry, but I cannot say a lot of good things about this ship. This ship was a headache to grind. When I grounded it, when operations first came back into Tier 8, it was not fun. Airstrike, this one I will go over. 4,200 max damage, 2 bombs and a payload, 10-kilometer range. They're giving you a very generous anti-sub capability. And you get 2 flights. So you're getting at least some ability to fight subs. So you're getting that. That's a good plus. AA-wise, not the best. You get 8 quad mount. Actually, more like 6 mount, but you're getting 6 of those, or 8 of those 6 mounts. And then you're getting 12 dual mounts, and then you get the secondary guns that equals 12 flak guns. So not the best. And then when you look at the continuous damage, it gets even worse. 105, 245, and then it goes down to 140. And that's a 4.6 range. To give you an idea, some DDs might have a better one than you. Kid has a better range than you. You're screwed as far as CVs go. I'm sorry. That's the truth. You're screwed against CVs. You're screwed. For Beta, Enterprise, Colossus, basically every CV will eat you for food. You get up tier to tier 10, you're screwed. You're fucked. You're done for. 31.5 knots, not the best. Turning circle, A10, it's a little bit big. Rudder shift is abysmal at 15 seconds. And concealment is not the best at 14.2. Again, this is only a 6-point captain. But for the build, again, you want to be running these. Even if you take gun feeder, the switch time isn't even that better. And that's why you want to run Sans Entity, because that drops even down further. So you actually get a decent switch time to go between armor piercing and sub. He is desperately needed for this. Now, even with concealment, you go down to 12.8, but that's still 13 kilometers. Not the best. Definitely not the best, for sure. The reason we're using Brisk is because it gives you that extra speed. So with maneuverability, that would jump you up to about 34 knots, 33 roughly. That would give you enough speed to get into a better position at the start of the map. So there is that. I always recommend Brisk because of that. Yes, the turret traverse is a little bad. If you take that, it's not going to help you much. So that's why I recommend Brisk. That is a 10-point build for you to start out with. After that, it's pretty much like user preference. Now, for the equipment, since we did grind this, we do have the full hull. And I was just realizing something when I was showing you this. I don't think the replay I showed you, I don't think I had any commander skills, actually. My bad. I did have some flags on, though, so that does help. So without the flags, you still got on 30 knots. So probably run a speed flag if you can afford them. It'll really help you, for sure. This ship needs it. This ship can get all the love it can get. Again, since you're going to be on fire a lot, main armaments 1, damage control 1, aiming systems, of course, damage control 2, and concealment. And yeah, with the stock health, it's not that much better. It goes down significantly. Like, that's what the rudder shift is stock. That's how bad it is. That's tier 10. Like, Montana, I think, has a better rudder shift than that. That's pretty bad. Like I said, I could not say a good thing about this ship. That's why I chose this replay, because it is one of the best ones I've been able to get. Actually, it's probably one of the best games I've got in a Vento. And if I didn't have any captain points, that makes it that much better. But again, you definitely want, like I said, for the build, we'll go view a full, at least what I would run for a 21-point build. Gun feeder, Brisk, Adrenaline Rush, Concealment, Repair Expert, Fire Prevention, that's 12, for we're at 18 points. Or at 6 points, sorry. Let me just master those for you so you can actually get an accurate count. Emergency, Concealment, Fire Prevention. Okay, we're at 18 now. Emergency Repair Specialist. That's 13. So that's 19. Then you have 2 more. And then you'd want a gun, grease the gears. That build will work. If you can get Luigi Sanzanetti, that will help you out a lot. That's 21 points. That's the best I can give you. If you wanted to get basic survivability in there somehow, feel free to do that. That would also help you. You're going to be on fire a lot. So keep that in mind. And you've got to have pre-planned escape routes. And this ship can be played aggressive, but you've got to know what you're doing. I've given you a semi-aggressive replay. It's the best I can give you. Because I am not playing this ship. I hate this ship so much. There are very few ships in this game that I hate. And, yeah. I honestly couldn't give you, any more praise. And that's what it would look like with the camo again. It just looks like a Roma, nothing special. But that is a Vento. But I would recommend watching the key parts of the replay since we are on Operation Aegis. We are on the key part. Watch the key parts that I'm showing you. And it should give you an idea of how to play the Vento and really bring her up to what you would like to see. So, hope you enjoy it, captains. Hello, and welcome back to Vento, folks. We're in a rare 4-man division with Hichalis, 21, Chumba, myself, Ricky, Robu, Glenn, and Coffee. A lot of us are all burning off our tokens, our festive tokens. That's why we're all kind of doing this together, because it's the most effective way to get them all done. Because you've got a large amount of ships. Well, guess what? You're in a group of people that know what they're doing. You're going to get a constant amount of victories, and you're just going to start racking those tokens up. So, it's worth it. And this was actually a really good game, the Vento. I hate this ship so much. I know Alexi on my channel wanted me to do the Francesco. I'm sorry, I really don't want to do that one. Man, I'm sorry. I can give you the Vento, but I hate the Francesco. I can put up with the Vento, but I cannot put up with the Francesca. The ship is so bad. These ships are horrendous dispersion. They don't even work like 60% of the time. These things don't even work. The dispersion doesn't work. The guns don't work. The only thing that works is the exhaust smoke on these ships. And a lot of people would agree with me. The combo I know is worth it because it just has a sheer number of 16-inch guns with sap. We get lucky there. We get a really good salvo there. That's just luck. 23,000 right on the start. Is it risky going out like this? Absolutely. But Vento does have armor. As long as you can bounce the HE shells, you're fine. Wasn't a Citadel, but we're still getting still a nice enough little bit of chunk there.
The ship is on fire.
10,000 right there. It's not much. The torps are coming in, so we do have to worry about that. But we're not totally worried. And fire damage is like 100% healable, so I'm not worried about that. I usually love doing this in a massive, but this one's just, I'll be honest, it's a little bit suicidal. I've seen a lot of players do this, but a lot of players aren't me, and they don't know what they're doing when they charge in like this. They just charge in, and they die. If you can charge in, if you know what you're doing. Now, Coffee's going north, Ricky's gonna go north. Remember, he isn't a Ducati. That thing has ridiculous torp speed for And it's just a decent little Torp Atlanta. And he may have the Grom, which isn't as great as a Split, but it's still a decent little Torp boat. I pop the exhaust smoke so I can make that turn and get out of there. I am going to hunt these guys down, but these guys can burn me. And I want to get to a point where I'm basically broadside and can get those good shots, using my exhaust smoke to stay dark. While I get into a position where I can either get HE shot at me and then bounce the AP and limit the damage I'm taking. Nice 15k salvo though. You don't pick it up though, unfortunately. But now they will start shooting me. And I'm like, oops, my bad.
The ship is on fire.
Well, then I go dark because of Ricky smoke, or not, Cloudy smoke. Thank you.
Problem solved, sir.
We got a nice little citadel there, up to 67,000 in a Vento, which is really good. But then again, any damage in a Vento is good. Let's be honest. The Torps are coming in, we avoid the first set. We still know there's a few more sets out there. Again, we go for the full health targets because there's no point to go for the low health. And we get a nice double citadel, almost 20,000. It's a good shot. I think if you had a Bayard and this ship and we're working together on Ultimate Frontier and did the funny, I think this ship would do really well in it. Again, I know they're all working on the middle one, so I'm going to shoot the farthest one. Dispersion, not the best, but we do get one random shell that gives us a citadel, so it's worth it. And with that, we cross 100,000 in a Vento. Pretty good in my opinion. I'm not bothering on shooting the first two on my left, on my right, because I know Glenn or Cloudfee's going to go for those. And he is in a Grom. Maybe he doesn't have the split, maybe he does, but he needs the XP. There's the Torps. And I'm just focusing on the far one. Only no citadel on that one. And he will kill that one, so nice, nice. And you can see that 34-second reload is a little bit of a pain. But on this map it actually works because there's so many targets. The reload isn't a huge incident. Just under aim that one and we missed it. So it's unfortunate, but still over 100,000 in a few minutes. That's not bad. And then I'm going to go for the Negatos, because why not? Because Chumba and the Gascon and Hychilus and the Alabama can focus on keeping the transports and the Amagi down. So there's that. Pop my heel because I do know I will get chunked by those Amagis. And I do have a waterline citadel.
Attention. Clarifying the order.
So it is worrying, and I am going to get detected real soon. So I am charging into these guys. I'm not shooting because I want for them to reach their full speed and giving me the most perfect broadsides as possible. Only 6,000 on that one. Not the best. We just barely missed the Citadel. Cloudfleet drops his torps. The only bad news is he didn't take into account the acceleration, because I can already tell by the when he launched those torps that they aren't even going to hit. They're not going to hit because I can already see that the Amagi or the Nagato's already accelerating out of them. So he can take into account the acceleration. Get a nice Citadel there. He does get 2, it looks like, but out of 4. Out of 6, that's not a good target ratio. And I know I gotta get at least one of these guys down because I can't keep pushing in like this without taking too much damage. And we do pick up that one. And you see, he does give us a big chunk right there. Ricky dropped all of his torps. Let's take the first set and miss. Let's see if the second set hits.
Problem solved,
Does get
sir.
1 on the second set. Now this is pretty gutsy, going almost perfectly broadside to him. He doesn't Citadel, but he does get a nice chunk. And I believe that between the torps and my last gun, I'm able to pick up the kill. So, almost 200,000 in a Vento. 10 Citadels. That's an achievement for the Vento. Like, this has probably been one of my best games I've had in a Vento. Now, that's on my bad. I undershot that. I didn't wait for him to turn. I thought he was going to start turning, and then after I shoot, he starts turning. So that's on my bad. I believe... And I was going to go for this Mayoko, but unfortunately Chum had the same idea. Once I shoot, his shells are already inbound. And since they are French shells, they go a lot faster than mine do. There are my shells. Chum should be following. Maybe it wasn't that Mayoko. It might have been another one. I think it was the Mogami, actually. Yeah, I believe it was actually... Yeah, it was the Mogami. I was going to shoot the Mogami, and Chum got there before I did. That's one of the advantages of having a 25-second reload versus a 34-second reload. Huge difference. Like, I'm waiting for him to turn. Chum shell is going right now. Yeah, he just shot it, and... Well, that or the Zara did. One of them did, but I still cracked 200,000 in a Vento. That's still pretty good. Ricky picks up natural selection, so good for him. And I'm not displeased with where I scored. Again, 3rd on the team. Takachi's a premium, so it gets higher. The Grom is a tier 7, so it gets that a little XP boost, but still 3rd. It's not bad in a Vento. That's pretty good for a Vento. Normally, I would say most players in a Vento, even myself, would probably end up around where, the Gascon, the Bolognese, or maybe even the Zara. Like, I would expect to end up in this area right here. So ending up on 3rd in a Vento, that's actually pretty good. In terms of the XP, though, it was all very consistent. Everyone got above 1,000, so that's great for token getting. But you can see a huge part of my damage came from those Nagatos, the Fuso, and then just slowly clapping all those cruisers. Fire damage, it was pretty decent from the DDs, but it wasn't, again, 100% healable. So, the fire damage was very negligible. It was mostly, as you can see, the armor-piercing shells from the Nagatos that really tore my health apart. But that wasn't until the very end. Spotting damage did about 50, almost 60,000, but tanked over 1.5 million, which is pretty good. Now, I shot over 140 shells and I only got about 50 hits. That is Vento for you. On a lucky day. This is when Vento actually gives you a good day. A really good day. That was a good day to get some good footage for her.